Welcome to the channel, Lake District and the Northern Fells. We're parked just back there at a ridiculously busy Longlands. Got here just before 9 and managed to just about squeeze into the last space. So yeah, really busy there. And the intention today is to do 2 Wainwrights and 3 Birketts. The Wainwrights are Knott and Great Sca Fell. The Birketts are Burntod, Frozen Fell and Little Sca Fell. So as we make our way by the stream, we'll have a look at the route. Well, it's a lovely morning. There might be some white stuff up on tops. I think a lot of it has melted. It's only been here about a day, I think, but I think it like fell overnight and then kind of thawed during the day, so might be a little bit. Now, we have been up this way before. We're heading straight up to what's called Trusmadoor today, but last time we were here we branched off over to the right and went over Great Cock up, down into Trusmadoor, then over Meal Fell. And it were windy that day, really windy. So yeah, we're gonna head straight up towards Trusmadoor, and with a couple of streams to cross. There's Burntod Beck, and that's the second one. Before that is River Ellen, the upper reaches of it. Don't know what they're going to be like. I've got my stabilisation units with me if we need them for doing our river crossings. Yeah, glorious. Right, on we go. So I don't know if you could make out in front of us there looking straight into the sunlight, but in the middle was where we're going, up Trusmadoor. To the left is Meal Fell, and then to the right is Great Cock up, and then right in the middle, the other side of Burntod Gill, I can see the path we want winding its way up, and that's up onto Burntod. I wasn't sure what that path was going to be like. It's not a right of way, and it's just marked as a faint path on the OS map, but I can see it quite clearly going up there. Bit steep, I think. Oh, and I might have to delayer. It's quite warm down here. Glorious, nice and peaceful. Up we go.
Go on, over you go.
So that was our first water obstacle, the upper reaches of the River Ellen. That was no issue getting across there. So now we make our way up to Trusmadoor, and there we've got to cross Burntod Beck, which further down it we've camped by that. That was a while ago, a few years ago. I made a video of it, yeah, a few years ago. Oh yes, I think I'm gonna have to delayer soon as well. Right, on we go into Trusmadoor. So we've just passed that cairn at the high point of Trusmadoor. Could go off up there to Meal Fell, or just along here, turn right and go up to Great Cock up. We're doing neither of them. We're just going to straight over down to Burntod Gill and up the path at the other side, which I can see from here. It looks steep and it looks like it could be a bit icy as well, so we might have to get micro spikes on. Right, so we'll drop down and then over Burntod Gill. So that's both our river crossings successfully negotiated. So now we work our way up this steep and possibly slippy path, going steeply up to Burntod, which is our first hill of the day, and it's a Birkett, and I think when we get up there we'll probably have coffee and a chew. Right, we'll see you up there. Ah, well, there's a little bit of virgin snow coming up here. I've decided to keep to the side of it though. It's a bit deep in places. So that's looking over Great Cock-up. Then back through Trusmadoor down to where we've come up. And then over here is Meal Fell. Then our final objective of the day, which is Little Sca Fell. And there's Great Sca Fell. And I think this one here, I think that's Frozen Fell, which is the one we're doing after Burntod, and then before we go up to Knott. So yeah, up here to the top of Burntod. So here we are on the utterly unremarkable summit of Burntod, and that last little bit was was off-piste coming up there. There is a bit of a path I can see leading us off in the direction of Knott. But that's a great view, isn't it? Over to Skiddaw, and then over that way you can just see top end of Bassenthwaite Lake, and right round over to Binsey. Yeah, it's glorious, and there's not a soul up here. There was some footprints in snow heading down, and we did pass a bloke right down it valley before we got to Trusmadoor. So I'm just going to make our way back over here a bit, see if we can get a bit of shelter behind a bit of a peat hag or something like that for coffee and a chew before we head on up to Knott. So we've stopped for coffee and a chew, and I'd forgotten when I said we're on our way to Knott. It's not Knott next, is it? It's Frozen Fell over there, and we're pretty much off piste. We're only on a very faint trod at the moment, and I think it's going to get off piste up to Frozen Fell. So yeah, coffee and a chew. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's that QR code there. You can scan that. That'll take you to Buy Me a Coffee, our page on there. You can buy us coffee and a chew for a future episode if you'd like to help us out. That'd be much appreciated. It all helps to making these videos for you. So yeah, that'd be great. And if you can't scan that QR code, there'll be a link in the description down there. If you click on that, that'll take you to Buy Me a Coffee. You can do the same thing there. And thank you very much to everybody who has done so far and bought us multiple ones. That's really generous. So yeah, thank you very much. So while we've got that view of Skiddaw over there, I think Charlie's just about finished his chew, and I'm going to have my coffee and then over to Frozen Fell. So here we are on another unremarkable summit, that of Frozen Fell, another Birkett. Nice views again over to Skiddaw behind us and up here to Great Calva. And as we were coming over off-piste along here, there was a chap making his way over to the top of Burntod, and he were filming, so I don't know if he was a YouTuber. Yeah, you see down to Binsey down there and over water. Right, so we're going to make our way now. I think it's going to be off-piste. Oh, there is a bit of a trod, I think, going up there, up towards Frozen Fell. No, not Frozen Fell. We're on Frozen Fell, aren't we? Up to Knott. Well, this is tough going at the moment. That's faint trod that I thought I could make out. That didn't last long, and we became off-piste, and now we've picked up this faint quad track. It's an old one, I think. It's not been used for ages. So yeah, it might as well be off-piste, but there's quad tracks crisscrossing all over the place. In fact, we're going to just shoot off if this takes us more in a direct route to the top. Charlie, this way. So yeah, it's up to Knott, and then we pick up this decent path you can see going down there over to Great Sca Fell. So I think we'll have lunch when we get over there somewhere. Right, up to Knott. So here we are on our high point of the day, our first Wainwright of the day, and our first summit feature of the day. So this is Knott, and the views are brilliant. I'll just give you a quick look around here. If we go over this way, over there is High Pike, and over to Carrick Fell down there, and that's where we were. Was it last video when they were covered in snow? that was a great day out, was that. Mind you, it's not bad today, views are stunning. Then if we carry on round this way, that's over to Great Sca Fell, Bannerdale Crags, and then this rocky outcrop here, that's the top of Sharp Edge, which is Foul Crag. Then you go up onto Blencathra, and then you might be able to make out on here, glinting in the sun, is the top of Derwent water. And then if we come right round, there's Lonscale Pike and Lonscale Fell, and then just in front of us here is Great Calva. Then you're up to the many summits of Skiddaw. And how many times do I say it? I can never remember which is on Skiddaw and which is on Helvellyn. One's Lower Man and one's Little Man, isn't it? That's one of them. Then over to Skiddaw, and then down Birketts, and then if you can make out on here, the top of Bassenthwaite Lake. So yeah, stunning views. So we're going to make our way down to Great Sca Fell and have our lunch down there. So we'll see you on our way down there. Well, it's a bit on the squelchy side coming down here. It's good that it's a bit frozen, but it's still taking some deviating round in places, like this bit coming up down here that Charlie's going to go straight through the middle of. And there's a few people around now as well, from all them cars parked down at Longlands. But it's still a glorious day. No issues with this at all. And it's just good paths, Rested way now, with no route finding issues. Well, we haven't had route finding issues all the way around. It's been easy to find our way. Right, over to Great Sca Fell and probably lunch. So here we are on Great Sca Fell, our second Wainwright of the day and our last Wainwright of the day. Oh, it's a stunning day, isn't it? I mean, look at that view behind us over to Skiddaw. Absolutely stunning. And where we've just come down from, Knott, over there. Yeah, it's stunning. So we're just going to drop down here away from summit and have our lunch. So we've dropped down from the summit just up there to get a spot with a view for lunch, and what a view we've got. It's absolutely stunning. I'll show you in a bit. You can see pretty much our entire route. So yeah, we're going to have, well, when I say we're going to have lunch, Charlie's finished his already, and then make our way down to Little Sca Fell. So I'll just show you these views first. So that's looking down to Overwater, Bingsey, beyond Overwater, and we came up the valley, and then just over Charlie's Head there, that's Great Cockup, and beyond that is, no, that's Meal Fell, sorry, and beyond that is Great Cockup, and we came up like the groove between them, that's Trusmadoor. Beyond Great Cockup is Bassenthwaite Lake and Northwestern Fells. And then I don't know if you can make out, let's see if I can zoom in a bit. On there, we came up that path there. You can make that out, can't you? And then up onto Burntod, and then over to this one here, which is Frozen Fell, and up from Frozen Fell up to Knott, and then back down here. So yeah, absolutely stunning day. So while Charlie just sits here and admires the view, he's finished his lunch, I'm going to start mine. We'll see you in a bit. Well, lunch was very pleasant. That view was stunning, wasn't it? I mean, look at that. Brilliant. Yeah, there's one or two people around today. There's a few over there on Meal Fell. There was some on Great Cockup while we were having our lunch. Not many people gone up that route up to to Burntod and Frozen Fell, didn't see anybody over there. We only saw one fella past us coming down as we was on our way up Trusmadoor. So yeah, it's been quiet until we got onto Knott, really, and then there's a few people on main tracks and paths. Yeah, so we'll continue up to our last hill of the day just up here, which is Little Sca Fell. So that's the last of our hills done. Little Sca Fell, which is a Birkett. And I don't know if you can make out behind me on here, that's our path leading us down there, below Longlands Fell, and then back the other side of Longlands Fell back to the car. So yeah, we'll head on down there. Stunning, isn't it? Amazing day. Brilliant. Right, down we go. Go on then, you're going to play? Well, this is very pleasant, ambling down this decent path with that view over Skiddaw over our shoulders. Now, if you're a regular to the channel, you'll probably know that I'm coming up to my 500th Wainwright. Now, the only category of hills that I keep records of multiple ascents are the Wainwrights. Birketts and Knott is another one that I tick off. I don't register multiple ascents of them, so I'm coming up to 500 Wainwrights. Now, you can't, well, I can't, for the records I keep, I can't say what the total number of hills I've climbed is, because if you just total up the number of Wainwrights you've done and the number of Birketts you've done, then you'll be at too many, because some are in both categories. Quite a lot of Birketts are Wainwrights as well. So if you just add up how many Birketts you've done and how many Wainwrights you've done, then you're not accounting for some hills being both Wainwrights and Birketts, if you see what I mean. So I just keep account of how many times I've been up Wainwrights. So I'm coming up to 500. Now, I'm going to try and make a bit of an event of it, because it'll be Charlie completing the northwestern fells second time round as well. So we'll be doing Sca Crags and Causey Pike. Now, it's going to be on the weekend, I think, is it the 11th or 12th of April, depending which of those days has the better forecast. And we'll be starting at the old Rigbeck quarry on the Newlands Pass Road, and we'll be aiming to start walking at about 9 o'clock. So if you fancy it, come along with us. If you want to let me know if you fancy coming, there's that QR code. You can scan that, and that'll automatically send an email. Well, it won't automatically send it, it'll automatically open your email and fill it all out, and you've got to send it. Or just drop a comment here, or send an email to link that I'll leave in description. Yeah, and the more the merrier. The only stipulation, because Charlie is terrified of them, I don't want anybody flying drones. So apart from that, do what you like, as long as it's legal. Right, so we're going to cross the head of this little valley, and I'll show you something that you might recognise if you've watched some of our other videos. So this is the head of Charleton Gill, and that little V sticking out between the two gullies. We've camped on there a couple of times. One of our favourite little spots, nice and easy to get to, nice and secluded. Yeah, there's a couple of videos of us camped on there if you want to root them out. Yeah, so we just head our way down here now, and then round the bottom of Longlands Fell. So that's a better view of our camp spot. And then there's a water source down to the left, and can you make out that waterfall? Is it in there? That waterfall there. I've had a shower in there before. Not today, far too chilly for that. Yeah, right, nice little spot that. I'd say we've camped there a couple of times. Right, down we go. So that there is Bray Fell. Now if you'd wanted to include that in this walk, you could just carry on from Little Sca Fell, where we turned left to come down to the head of Charleton Gill. Just carry on straight over to Bray Fell, and then can you make out the path coming down, crosses over the stream down there and comes up here. So yeah, it's perfectly doable if you want. Not for us though, we've been up enough hills today already. Well, that's still a decent view looking back up to Great Sca Fell, or is that Little Sca Fell? I don't know, it's one of them. Right, down we go. Well, this is very pleasant sauntering down here. What a day. Absolutely stunning. Nobody down here with us neither. There's a few been on Longlands Fell and coming down the path that goes down from Longlands Fell, but there's one bloke and a dog well in front of us here and nobody. And on the way up, before we got to Knott, we only passed one bloke on his way down as we were on our way up to Trusmadoor. It's just between Knott and Little Sca Fell that we've seen people. So no, brilliant so far. Now if you'd like to do any of our walks and you want some information about them, as soon as I say I'm going to sign off, don't leave the video there, because right at the end there's a few information pages. There's a map showing the route that I plotted and also the route that we actually walked. There's a profile of the walk with all the hills named on it. Then there's an information page giving you all the distances, heights, and then some information about the conditions, what the paths have been like and stuff like that. So yeah, if you fancy these walks and you want some information, there right at the end of the videos there's all the information pages. But a walk like this on a day like today, it's just stunning. I mean, look right up the valley, there's not another soul about. Absolutely brilliant. Right, so we get down here, then we get onto the Cumbria Way track, and then we follow that all the way back to Longlands and the car. We'll see you on our way down there. So we're down on the Cumbria Way. When I say the Cumbria Way, it's not the Cumbria Way that most people use. This is just a section that avoids going over High Pike. And apologies for the sound quality on this last little bit. I've filled my phone. I've been shooting in high definition. I've filled the other phone up, so I had to swap phones. I brought the external mic for this phone, but I forgot to charge it, didn't I? So we're just on internal mic. I'm going to sign off anyway. Just like we're less than a mile from car, and it's been absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, look, we've not getting any views down here, like, but there's Binsey in front of us over there. It's been brilliant. It's been quiet apart from from Knott to Little Sca Fell, which was a bit busy. And apart from that, we've seen two people. There was a few people on the way up and down Longlands Fell. Well, we'll probably see along this track as well. But it's been absolutely brilliant. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Don't forget, if you want to do any of our walks and want some more information about them, the pages come up at the end of the video. So yeah, it's been brilliant. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, we'll hopefully see you on another one soon. Ta-ra!